house that was right on Western Avenue in a busy place, you know, to get a bigger house because we hadn't added on, and Chuck was in the playpen. I have to set up this time because the story I'm going to tell you is so funny in one way and it isn't funny in another way, but Chuck is in the playpen, not the slat playpen or wooden. He's in this nylon net playpen that I had bought, I guess, for, yeah, just for him, you know, because I was getting a little bit more money. And Noni is there. And the next thing you know, it's like people going to jail, and they work on breaking out. So Chuck works his way out of the net. He makes a hole at the bottom and got out of the net. You know, got out underneath. He pulled it out or somehow. And Noni's seeing this. She had a fit. She says, well, you'll have to build a construction over the playpen like they had for Anne in Hibernian Hall. Anyway, Anne was like an animal in a cage when I first met her, when I was going with your father to that dinner, and she had a playpen with chicken wire all up to, because Anne
now
could
Anne
get
Pendleton is
Anne O'Connor. Anne O'Connor is like your first cousin.
okay.
Your,
Now,
you know,
now Anne was. We're getting on the subject, but just
well, this is,
Anne was a product of Dad's sister. Sister.
His sister was Mary Pat. They call her Sis, and she had Anne, and then she left her with, and you know, Noni said I can bring her up, you know, and bring her up, and there's no environment for Anne, but this kid was unwanted. The sister took off with roller skates in her hand.
So this playpen was very similar to Anne's playpen, the one that Chuck.
No, the playpen was a wooden playpen. Do you know they have wooden slats on the side?
Yeah.
And Anne could put her foot up straight. She had scoliosis, but she could put her foot up straight when she was little and get right up over the top. So they built a chicken wire up from the top of it to close her in like an animal in a cage so she couldn't get out.
Okay, and
then when Chuck got out of the, you know, nylon net, and Noni says to me, Barbara, you'll have to, you know, do what I did with Anne and build, you know, it over, build a construction over the net so we can't, you know, put the chicken wire right down. I said, Noni, I'll never do that. If he never gets in a playpen again, I'll never do that. His mother wanted to boss me, you know, run my whole life. And I mean, she's a good woman. It's just that I couldn't do that. And she says, she's looking for a big house for us because we had to decide whether we'd add on to Woodlawn or not. And she says, well, Francis is just like me. We'll be beholding to no one. We don't need anyone. And I remember saying to her, we need everyone else to live. We don't think like that. I couldn't get over, we don't need anyone. And she said, see, it's that ego of all. They've got some of my ego too, but I mean, it's that fiercely independent of all you O'Connors. So that was Chuck, and Chuck was always so good-natured. He was just a joy to bring up. He was a good sleeper and eater, and he was fat and chubby, and he drooled, and we said, get a drool bib for Chuck, and he saw him on TV. We had TV since Jean was, in 1952, Jean was born, and he saw a chimpanzee on a tricycle, and he wanted to be just like that. And we said, we'll put a drool, this is your father's imagination, put a drool bib on him, and let him be like the chimp. I forget what the chimp's name was, be like the chimpanzee riding the bicycle.